in our mind about 3 or 4 years ago, and it became materialized only this February. Okay, we have classes to promote Chinese culture, namely Confucianism, Daoism, and Buddhism. We call this as 3 teachings. Okay, now mind you that when we talk about these teachings, we're talking about their ideology, about their different kind of philosophy. Okay, and we seldom touch upon the religious part of it. Okay, now before we go on, okay, every Friday night from 7 to 9 p.m. we have classes. Sorry, in Cantonese. Okay, we have professor from Hong Kong U, from Hong Kong Science and Technology to conduct classes. Okay, tomorrow there will be a Taoist master to conduct courses on Tao Te Ching, okay, 道德經, okay, and this book is written by him, okay. His name is Yip Tin Fat, Taoist master, and a simple dialect translation of Tao Te Ching, and for me is pure, okay, without quote the Western ideology, okay. You surf the net today, it became pretty much a Western stream of explaining what is Tao Te Ching all about. And that makes sense because in order for you to comprehend, you must understand it in their set of mind. You know what I'm trying to say? Okay? So the first Friday of the month is Taoist Master, and the second Friday of the month, we have a professor from Hong Kong Science and Technology, Dr. Yip Kam Meng. And his classes is on inner alchemy of Taoism. That's the highest essence of Taoism school, if you will, okay? And the third Friday, we have professor from Hong Kong U, Dr. Ju Kunwa, okay? He will be conducting classes on Confucianism, Analect, Lun Yu, okay? And the fourth Friday of the month is another Taoist master, Charles Huen, also on Tao Te Ching, okay, but different contexts. And you might want to know why there are 2 different Taoist masters explaining the same book, okay. Mind you that in Chinese translation alone, we have about 600 explanations on Tao Te Ching, okay. So you have certain different type of understanding. So this book is free for you, okay? Direct, simple translation at the back. And this book is written by me, okay? Now, over the past at least 9 years, Mark, right? I have a column in Standard every Tuesday on feng shui. And most of the articles compiled in this book here. So today, I'm not going to talk about this book. I'm not going to talk about feng shui, okay? I'm just going to explain to you a basic concept of Taoism, okay? Now, let's have some understanding of your background, okay? What do you know about Taoism or Tao? Can anybody give a mark?
The way.
The way, okay.
Well, I just know the basics.
Okay. Some people, metaphysics. What about Tai Chi, martial arts? Ring a bell, okay. What about religious, right? Right. Much more colorful, okay. All right, okay. Very good, okay. Quite observant.
Also perform ceremony to make the disease in peace. They have special ceremony.
Oh, okay, okay. What else?
With nature?
With nature, okay, okay. Right, right, okay. Well, we have, just now I put on the YouTube of Dr. Wayne Dyer and Oprah Winfrey when they interview him about Taoism. Fantastic speakers, okay, Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer. You have Alan Watts discussing Taoism all about. They're all brilliant and very good speakers, okay? But I have to mind you that when the Westerners think of Taoism, they might only think of Taoism on certain level, okay? You need to unlearn everything you have learned before, okay? Now let us start by seeing what do you think about Taoism. Okay. Feel free to raise your hand if you need further clarification. Well, we start off by defining the Eastern and Western approach about philosophy, okay? And Western society want to prove everything, right? Down to minute detail. We call it analyzing, right? But the Western approach more of finding the so-called the given. Okay, we accept the given, and we will try to finding the balance. Okay, individualistic social phenomena. You agree with that, everybody? Okay. Now we carry on with the Western approach. We need to analyze everything into detail, minute stuff. Whereas the Eastern approach is more synthesized, okay? We need to gather it and produce something out of it, all right? Now just when you mention what Tao is, religion, right? Philosophy, wisdom, motivation, martial arts. You know the word judo, karate do, taekwondo is a word of Tao, okay, in Mandarin or in Putonghua, all right? And they want to call it as the way of martial arts, all right? But what if you say, today, none of the above, okay? Just unlearn what you have learned so far, all right? Then what Tao is, okay? Nothingness. Now, before we understand what nothingness is, let us start by yin and yang. Everybody loves yin and yang, right? The logo yin and yang, you know? Okay. Now, ancient Chinese like to use the rope, tie a knot to represent certain things of the event, right? A straight line is a yang, sun, okay? And a broken line is yin, or the moon, all right? And then to be more graphical, this is, you know, when there is a yang, there must be yin. When there is a yin, must be yang, all right? So back to before, the Chinese would like to balance things. This is what the balance is all about, okay? So this is called Tai Chi, right? So where this Tai Chi comes from? Anybody? Okay. Start to elude you, right? It's from nothingness, okay? Then again, okay, some might, what is this Kerby talking all about, okay? In order to compare and contrast nothingness, we need to know somethingness. Some fall asleep already, huh? Okay. Hey, wake up. All right, okay. Now, matter is made of molecules. You guys want to know science, talk about science. We use science today, fusion, to talk about what's Tao, right? Matter is made of molecules, and probably you know that molecules made up of atoms, right? An atom made up of 3 particles, protons, neutrons, and electrons, okay? Chemistry 101, right? Okay. Now, okay. Let us quote Albert Einstein. When matter down to molecules down to atom, we created atomic bomb, right? 原子彈, okay? And this is what I quoted from him, okay? The large amount of energy could be released from a small amount of matter. You see, the keyword is small. All right? Are you with me, Mark? All right. So how powerful atomic bomb is. All right? Okay? And mind you, an atom is not the smallest, probably it's not the smallest part. Okay? And we found out that you have neutron, you have proton, etc. And then from there, we found out that even more powerful stuff, like nuclear bomb. You know, nuclear bomb? Even more powerful than atomic bomb. So that eludes you to the smaller is more powerful. Agree with me? Okay? Small is powerful. Well, later on, scientists proved that even proton and neutron have quarks, even smaller part. All right? And this is why now scientists believe that we only can prove 5% of cosmic world. That leaves 95% unknown area. Okay? And this unknown area can be solved by metaphysics world. Okay? Let's go to the word small. Small is powerful. When you plot a line and big to small, you agree that small is getting more powerful. Okay? But where small comes from, or where small heading towards? There's the question, right? Eventually, the most powerful state should come from. Make a guess, Mark. Anybody else? Exactly. Exactly. Tao is nothingness, okay? You got the answer, right? We break it down by the piece of explanation here, all right? The Buddhism call it emptiness in a nutshell, and the Taoism call it 无为, 无为. Okay? So Tao is nothingness. Are you with me? Okay, very good. Okay. Now, okay, then the question is, what about the fact that preached by modern speakers about Taoism? Okay, a 1,000 miles begin with single steps. Lao Tzu always say, blah 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 blah. Make everybody confused, right? Everybody confused. Now, I would like to bring you to another level of the history of Earth. The Earth, as if today, formed 4.5 billion years ago. Okay, where were you at that time? Okay, then the question is, where are you going to from now? Okay, and then we've been going through 5 major ice ages. This is not done by me, of course. Okay, I just serve the net and cut it and paste. Right. Eventually, what do you think the Earth will look like or be? Destroy. You agree with me? Right? This is eventually. Look at the pollution. Look at the climate change. Looking at the man-made disaster to the Mother Nature. Eventually, we end up in Mars, right? People say that we're going to build spaceship to Mars, right? That will make you think, okay, what life beyond death? What life after the earth being destroyed? Okay, and I think Taoism try to answer that questions by that simple 5,000 words here. 5,000 words of Chinese word here. Okay. We are taking for granted, okay, the sun comes up from the east and set in the west, right? And then the Mother Nature, the earth, providing us a lot of resources. and we are exploiting it. When the sun comes up from the east and sets the west, that quote unquote, there's trust here created. Okay, the trust here, right? And the Mother Nature, we have love and nurture. So we in between, okay? You know, Freemason, okay? In order to get a ticket, they need to climb up to 33-degree level, right? Okay? But we cultivate it inwardly. We need to get a ticket as well, okay? You know what I mean? Inwardly. The tickets, I'll explain later. Now, another angle to understand Tao is by this diagram, okay? This diagram is in the ancient Daoism canon, okay? Where you have the yin and yang balance, the yin embraces the yang and the yang embraces the yin. And the balance is what the virtue that we need to practice in order to get the tickets. That makes sense? It's easy to say, right? Okay. Another form of where this Tai Chi come from, right? Yin and Yang, you know. You know, the 8 diagram or Bakwa actually derives from this part of explanation here, all right? If you want, I can explain further, right? Okay. Now, the yang growing process is from a pure yin here, right? Remember just now all the dotted line here? As the boy gets older, the yang starts to kick in, okay? And until we reach the state of pure yang. And then after the end of the pure yang, the yin start to kick in. That's where you start get aging. Look at the big belly here. So life is actually a journey, okay? A journey of a body, right? Then where your soul end up to be, if you are Christian or Catholic, you believe in heaven, I mean you believe in Catholic, you know, practice their belief, you end up in heaven, right? Okay? Now, the path might be different, but the destination should be the same. The level or the angel of nothingness is actually probably the level of heaven. You know what I mean? Okay? This is another part of the diagram in Chinese canon. So balance is the key word here. All right? Now the question is, how are you going to balance it, right? In Chinese, we practice martial arts. Now here comes martial arts. Here comes Tai Chi. So Tao is not Tai Chi, but Tai Chi is Tao. It's only the journey. And the second part is Chinese medicine. We use Chinese herbs, natural herbs, to keep our body in balance. Acupuncture. Since time is decaying, so is our body, right? When our body cannot take it longer, like I mentioned, we end up 6 feet under. Everybody say the same, right? Okay. Back to how to balance it. In Chinese culture, Confucianism, Daoism, and Buddhism have their different approaches. All right? We need to so-called reverse back the journey. All right? Remember the yang start to grow and the yin start to kick in and the body start to decay. Daoism, in an alchemy, okay, provide you with the opportunity to reverse back that journey, back to nothingness, back to where we come from. So Tao is not only Tai Chi, Chinese medicine. In fact, Tao is everything. Okay? And chapter 1 of Tao Te Ching say that, okay, Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao, okay. Now after today, what I have mentioned about Tao, erase it, okay, and you try to enlighten what I say and translate it to your own needs and understanding of what Tao is. Chapter 1 started, okay, the Tao that can be explained is not the eternal Tao. You get what I mean? Okay. Now let me show you how this Tao word comprised of, okay, derived from. My master, Master Lu Ju, next to the photo there, he explained that, you know, a yang and a yin, and this is Tai Chi, and this is so-called self. And then there's a sheep here. The whole word can be dissected into so many parts of meanings. Okay, so where this sheep will shoot yourself to, the next shore, so-called the nothingness. Okay, so like I say, okay, in order to get there, you need to get a ticket. All right, you need to get a ticket. That ticket is to practice inner alchemy, meditation. Right? We forget about meditation. Okay, and you know that there are people living in the ancient mountain, you know, up to 160 years old. I believe that there are some people, you know, even reach 200 years of age. Okay. Like I like to repeat once more. Okay, we take for granted that, you know, every morning we wake up, we see the sun. You know, everybody does the same, right? But remember, 4 billion years ago, this didn't happen, right? What about next 20, 30 years? I'm sure they'll be there, right? What about next 200 or 2,000 years? Will the Earth be there? In 2012, the NASA discovered the Nebula X star. You heard about Nebula X star? Nebula X star. Well, they are trying to make sense out of it. When that star comes out, eventually, when it gets closer to Earth, the whole solar system will collapse and go into black holes. Okay? This is unconfirmed NASA explanation. Now, we agree that this is not for granted. While we having body, like the Buddhism say, Gautama Buddha say, while we have a body, the best thing for you to do is cultivate. Okay, 人生難得，今已得。Okay, okay. So you need to cultivate and learn the true meaning of life. Okay, like 4 seasons too. Okay, it's not given. We take for granted. All right. If you understand it, you know, if you cherish the whole natural phenomena. Okay, at this space and time, we have this. Okay. Before and after, it will not be the same, right? What if one day the sun rises from the west? You say, no way, okay? And then if the seasonal period reverse, this way is going to be chaotic, right? Scientists now prove that, you know, actually the north and pole south shifted 7,000 years ago. So things will be upside down from now, you know, to 7,000 years later. You heard about the north and south pole shifted? Okay. Okay, so the like I say, okay, when the Earth, the sun comes from the east and west, this is what the trust is created, okay, and this commitment is offered to all sentient beings on Earth. Not only you and me, okay? Not you and me. But we are lucky. We are lucky that we are the human with brain, with a mind, you know, as opposed to animals. That's why we need to use our wisdom to start cultivate this according to Daoism belief. And the earth too, right? The earth is like a mother nature, okay? Provide love and nurture, like I explained before, okay? And beside balance, if you know Chinese, okay, those are the tickets. Virtues tickets on the roof, mark on the roof. Okay, you call it nine virtues. Okay, what is in the book is in my book. Okay, beside balance, balance, the virtue of filia is very important in Chinese culture. Okay, and this is reciprocate the virtue of trust and the love and the nurture of the earth. Okay, this is part of Tao. Okay, now after about 20 minutes, any questions? Anybody? Is this something new to you? I only explain it in a different angle. You know, in because Chinese words, when they explain certain things, they have different way of explaining. That's why Western culture, Western philosopher, when they interpret Taoism, they have to interpret it according to their understanding and present it to you. Okay. I hope something that is new and something that you can relate to, okay, in your life, all right? Tao Te Ching is the mostly printed scriptures after Bible, okay? So only one simple, if you don't have time to read this, okay, only one simple keyword from the book Tao Te Ching, okay? Want to make a guess? Anybody? It's quietness. 清净, 清净, okay, 清净. Then the question is, why quietness? 點解清淨?點解? Okay, because quietness is close to nothingness. Now I'm talking about only close to, okay? It's not in nothingness because you haven't got a ticket yet. Okay. Close to better than out of it, right? So that's why it's hard. It's very hard for Western thinkers to relate all this. We're talking about Wing Dai, a fantastic speaker. Okay, you know, when he talk about after reading the Tao, getting no Tao, he throw away everything. You know, he give away everything. You know, after a while, he get back everything. So what's the point? Okay, you're missing the essence of the Tao. Okay, now Taoism, the biggest or the ultimate state is, like I say, to practice inner alchemy through meditation. You know, people, Taoist monks live in the mountain, stay away from so-called the dusty world, stay away from the greedy of the world, stay away from designers, the lusty world, and then cultivate inwardly. That's how you get the tickets, rather than getting 33 degree. Anybody know about Freemason? Surf the net. Okay. Okay. Now we have some quotes by Lao Tzu and Confucius. Okay. By chasing the desire, you meet only the outer surface. When he mentioned outer surface, he means that you are not getting into the crux of it, only the surface part, like what Wing Dai, what happened to him before, right? He realized it, you know, he throw everything, he donate everything, then again he start to write books, earn some money, accumulate wealth again, okay? Your future is determined by your deeds today. Now this is very, very important, okay? Your deeds today, okay? By practicing the 9 virtues, by practicing balance and the virtue of filia, you are actually cultivating the deeds. And the deed is your tickets to practice inner alchemy. Now mind you that it's not easy to practice inner alchemy, okay? Without the bless or without achieving such a virtues or value. And you say, why? Okay, because you haven't get the tickets yet. Okay, and the Taoist monk, when they practice this, they're in solidarity, solitude. Okay, they are confine themselves, in a cave or in a secluded area. Okay, they will not meet people, etc. When they reach that kind of state, all right. In the city, you have Feng Yin Xing Gun, you have so many Gun. By the way, for Taoist temple, we use the word Gun, okay, K-O-O-N, okay, and the word temple is actually for Buddhism, okay. But nowadays, people start to mix up the words Gun and temple, all right. You see people or monks, or Taoist masters practicing Gun, by chanting, by doing all this and that. They are also trying to get the tickets, okay, to the Tao stage, all right. We get some more of Lao Tzu quotes, okay. Simplicity, patience, compassion. These are your greatest treasures. Simple in actions and thoughts. You return to the source of being. This is the key line here, okay? The source of being is, anybody? Nothingness, okay? Nothingness, okay? Patience with both friends and enemies. You are caught with the way things are. Compassionate towards yourself. You reconcile all beings in the world. This is a key line here. These are some of the so-called the right translation by the West, okay, or close to, okay, I would say, okay. Okay, some interesting, some other quotes as well. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. This is like what I say, okay, when you live in accordance to the Mother Nature, the earth, the sun set from the east and west. We are in the middle echelon here. We just, the word go with the flow, okay? When at night, you sleep, okay? When the sun comes out, you wake up, okay? If you reverse it, then your body will be in big problem, okay? The truth is not always beautiful, nor beautiful words are the truth, okay? Sometimes truth hurts, right? Okay. Okay, when you are depressed, you are living in the past. When you are anxious, you are living in the future. When you are at peace, you are living in the present. Now, when you are at peace is what we terms that the Tao Te Ching, quietness. Okay, this is what they're trying to transpire or trying to communicate with all of you, okay? It's not just that, I just sit down, meditate, to find a peace of mind. It's not that simple, okay? If that's simple, you're only at the echelon of low level, okay? Not the higher level, all right? Okay? Now, that actually ends my short presentation. It's only half an hour,